Jotunheim.
Here we go! I can't believe we're gonna see the giants.
Well, if things work according to plan... Go ahead and lock in Jotunheim and we'll be on our way. Probably.
I mean, if we're not, I'm gonna be surprised. How much more of this game could there be? There it is.
Boy, ahead. Get ready.
Oh, right. Got it. Let's hope this doesn't cause you to explode or anything.
Oh, hadn't considered that. Maybe we should talk about this a bit more.
Nah, I'm sure you'll be fine.
Oh my god, the camera's not following Kratos.
Oh, that's unpleasant!
Now, boy.
Are you good, Mimir?
We must be close.
Well, what are we waiting for? Think it's far?
We will see.
Okay, weird. Not the normal doorway.
A word, please, before we continue.
Oh?
Listen, the last thing you two need up there's a decomposing heat ruin in the moment. Why don't I wait for you here? This is between you and the boy.
True. But if someone were to fight...
My lady sips soft, perfect sloshers. You done did it.
Sorry,
Hey, boys.
we had to see this.
Oh, no. No, 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 no. Ah, fine, damn it. Fine.
Watch the head till we return.
I can do this. No, no, I can't. Oh.
Okay.
Thanks,
Ready.
Brock.
Come.
Alright, find the highest peak in Jotunheim. Oh, Jotunheim's not quite what I would have expected thus far, I can say that for sure. Oh, so bright. So horribly bright.
Look! We're on the giant's fingers. I can see the highest peak ahead. Right over there.
Oh, that's convenient.
We did it.
We're doing it.
We did.
I got my weird glowy shoulder bits. We're doing it. Oh, that was him taking the chains off? I was like, is he just taking off his gauntlets? No, no,
What are you
he's...
I have nothing more to hide.
Nice music. Ah.
Can we go now? We're so close.
Boy. Carry her.
That is just so fucking bright and glowy. Okay.
Boy,
What a
It's
game.
nothing. I just thought I'd hear voices by now.
Voices of what? Other than the fact that we opened up this portal making me think Odin's gonna show up and be a
Hello?
bitch.
Anybody here?
Like the entire game warned us about. Oh hey, my chains are back on.
what is this place?
They must have all come through here when they left Midgard. What was left of them. Odin and Thor, ruining everything for everybody.
A lot of runes on there. Swear if Amazon ruins the TV show, you're gonna be mad.
Huh.
I didn't know that they had gotten rights to make one. Obviously, this game
I should
would
feel-
make a better TV show than
This is dead. What happened to them?
than those first 3 games would, I
One question
think.
is
But
answered and 2 more take its place.
that might just be because that first game is just about killing, not so much about story. Whoa.
Wait! Father! Something's happening.
What did you touch, kid? Did you reveal some kind of illusion? Or rather, unreveal it?
It's your axe. It's Muller. Look. She's arguing with a bunch of giants. She knew giants?
It appears she was a giant, kid. That leap's not too
That's
hard to
us.
make.
The first time we met the world serpent.
That's strange.
But how? And our fight with Baldur. But that just happened.
Okay, so
Wait.
the giants knew about all this.
They knew everything that was going to happen. The dragon in the mountain, the stone mason, all these drawings. This
I mean,
is
Mimir
our
did
story.
say that they had the gift of sight,
Oh.
right?
This is your story.
But what does it all mean?
That I was not the only parent with secrets.
Gasp! Pretty sure you'll get a show, but it's supposed to be until it's all done. You'll never know. Fair.
She was a giant.
All right. So, Atreus is half giant,
I'm
half
a giant.
god.
Why didn't she tell us?
She sent us here, knowing we would find this.
But why not just tell us the truth?
Your mother would have had good reasons.
Time to get spicy. Oh boy.
Baldur was never sent to find me,
Okay, so
was
here's where the
tracking her all
Baldur
along.
shit was
not knowing she was only ashes.
that I was confused about.
If she had a plan for us, I trust it. Whatever it is. Besides, she hasn't been wrong yet. Come on. We're so close to the end now.
Yes,
What's under this piece?
yes, we are.
Someone puking something. Are we not gonna look at this last piece? Oh, I guess this one's somewhat broken. But hey, look, there he is running off with some wolves. That was Atreus holding a dead Kratos? Yeah. It was more whatever was coming out of Kratos' mouth that I
Mother.
was surprised
She
about.
was here. She saw every step we took before we took it. Like she was always with us. Watching over us. Leading us home. Let's finish it.
But of course, our whole, what was it? Fate is just something by the gods. So now Kratos knows, and he's gonna stop it from happening, because that is a very big arm out there. What the fuck? These are very large giants in this giant land.
Father,
No. We do it together. Son.
He said son instead of boy. Kid's little hand, Kratos' giant meaty thing. I feel like this is a very strange way to release ashes. I would have thought, like, you kind of hold the bottom of the bag and shake it out or something, not just like one small handful at a time.
Goodbye, Faye.
I love you, Mom. The giants. They really are all gone. There's nothing for us here.
Come.
They're not all gone. Look at you, kid. You're half giant.
So, I get that Mother was a giant. Which makes me part giant and part god.
And part mortal.
Right. I guess there's just one thing I don't understand. My name on the wall. The giants called me... Loki?
Oh.
Loki. That's the name your mother wanted for you when you were born. She must have called you that.
Getting
by people.
spicy indeed.
But why?
A question for another day.
Why this little Loki kid not being raised by Odin? What's in a name? Honestly, I had a moment of... So I know the sequel's called Ragnarok, right? Loki and the mistletoe just saying,
Guess it all makes sense now. Why she want to end up here? Be with her kind?
Oh, dang it, now they're
Did she know it was going to be like this here?
telling us shit.
Is this what she wanted?
I'll say my thing in a moment. I'll say my thing in a
Tell the
moment.
people, or keep it a secret?
I do not know.
So what should we do?
I trust you to decide that.
Oh,
Are we done chatting for a moment? Okay. So I had a moment, because I know the next game is called Ragnarok, where all the shit about, like, who is Atreus, blah, blah, blah. My brain had a moment of going, like, wait a minute, is Atreus a anagram for, like, suitor? And they just, like, added an A in there or something? And Atreus is the bringer of Ragnarok, then? Oh no, apparently he's Loki, not almost anagram for suitor.
so Why'd you want to name me?
I'm sure I'm saying the name wrong, but
No. He was
interesting
soldier.
theory. No, obviously not. But like my brain had that
All Spartans are great
thought
warriors.
for a
We
moment.
trained from birth.
Not like today,
Our
but
lives
in the
were discipline,
past.
Duty, battle, and death. Life was grim, and we greeted it grimly.
Because somehow I had definitely
But Atreus
gotten
of Sparta
through
was unlike the rest of us.
all of my time listening to podcasts and shit without ever hearing that
He was happy.
Atreus is Loki.
He inspired us to hope that though we were machines of war, yet there was humanity in us. Goodness. When the day came for him to lay down his life in battle, his sacrifice saved countless others and turned the tide in our favor. I carried him home on his shield and buried him with all the honors of Spartan custom.
Who was this Kratos? I missed who you said this was.
Dark times.
Wow, you actually told a good story. Mimir missed it.
Oh, poor Mimir. He was talking about the original Atreus. Oh, okay. Who Atreus was named after. Gotcha. Oh, I needed to keep moving forward. I was like, I thought the white screen was a loading screen, so I stopped hitting any buttons. I'm just like, why is this taking so long?
I understand if you want to go home,
Boop, boop.
but maybe helping people was part of why Mom sent us out here, too. I mean, what would Atreus of Sparta do?
And what would Loki do?
Huh. That's a weird name. I'm glad we went with yours.
Oh, are you now? Honestly, given all of these fucking stories of everything going on in here, having Atreus be Loki is so fucking
Lads, am I
strange.
glad to see you. I believe I've reached my limit for dwarven charm.
What happened, Mimir?
They took an uncomfortable number of measurements and then proceeded to bicker about the weather.
Where do you want us to take you?
How about the warm confines of anywhere bloody else?
Oh! Continue exploring. I mean, we sort of already did all that, right? I'm fine. I already defeated all the legendary Valkyries. New game plus, great. Oh. Was that it? No. No, like, hard credits cut. End of credit stinger or something. Or Odin pops out and is like, fuck you.
More time has passed than you likely realize. The snowfall that began.
One of those things that if you know the myths, the Loki reveal isn't a surprise.
The stuff of omens.
Omens for the coming of winter.
Not just any
The
winter.
part that was surprising about it to me was more, I guess I hadn't realized that we hadn't seen a single
From snow.
story about Loki. We've seen stories about countless other people throughout the myths,
Prophecy.
No, brother.
but not Loki.
Prophecy doesn't expect this for 100 more winters at least. Change something. Prophecy didn't count on you.
Yeah, but we already took down the Valkyries, so
I'm telling you, it's Fimbulwinter. I can feel it in my scrot. This is the big one.
Stop saying that. Oh, you're making me very nervous. It was bound to snow sooner or later.
That ain't just snow and you know it. It's the end times.
How dare you make me the voice of reason?
Guys,
Just discussing the weather. A bit of a cold
Ah.
snap lately.
What he means is, Fimbulwinter's upon us, boys. The winter to end all winters. I can feel it in my scrot.
yeah, we heard.
So if you're heading home, try to keep moving, and also to not die.
Or if you're not heading home, Same advice.
Thanks, fellas. Did something actually change out here then? I mean, I guess we got a little bit of snowy stuff coming down. No new goals, right? No. I mean, I think that means we're done, yeah? I should head back home? Okay. Look, how do we get back home again? Wildwoods? Yes. Set waypoint. No. I guess I can just fast travel there. I wasn't going to. I was going to have like a pleasant travel there, but I guess it's from this way. Is there not a fucking put down a waypoint marker button somewhere? Guess not. Alright, we want to go past the caves to River Pass. Alright. Let's try to get one more story out of Mimir before we get home. Or I'm sure Freya's gonna be pissed. Maybe she's burned it down or something because of what we've done. I'm gonna go like way over this way. Is this the cave? No, that goes to whatever canyon.
Mimir, I still don't get why you ever wanted to work for Odin.
Back then, I was young enough to still be ambitious. The Aesir gods were as powerful a force as I've come across, but they clearly lacked for strategy, focus, and sage counsel. All this could I faithfully provide. And so, a stranger from a far-off island found himself with Odin's ear, trusted as he trusted no one but himself.
Not how I fucking get there.
That kind of power, laddie, I must confess, there are perks.
Yeah, but he's Odin.
Never claimed to be perfect, laddie, only clever. And often too clever by half.
Fucking heck, how do I get there? Fafnir's storeroom. There's a shop there. Like, it can't be that hard to get to, right? Mines. I don't remember there being, like, another path back here.
What'd you do to get Odin so mad at you?
Maybe there is.
Well, for a long time my job was to enable Odin, and I was fucking excellent at it. Gradually, as I grew more to care about people and the world, my job became to contain him, to protect him from himself. You know what? Tell this one later.
Wolves, I'm not really here for you.
Almost there.
Crunch, crunch.
A little easier. Frog.
Wrecked. Alright, is there a path back here that I just straight forgot about in order to get home? Or do I just have to fucking fast travel? This is so not a path back. I think we just have to fast travel. Okay, fuck it. Fine, game. Fast travel it is. How did I never open this chest? Alright, where's a boat? Let me down? Can't go down this way, I guess. God dang it. Fast travel point. Alright, there was one on like this island I think I saw on the map.
I wonder what happened to this ship's crew.
You know what? I know there's one. I don't see it there. I think there's one at the top of every one of these Valkyrie
Come here.
thingies.
You were getting to how Odin turned on you.
Well, I felt my duty to Odin had evolved. By serving peace, I served his interests as well. That's the truth. But he saw it as disloyalty. And we'll pick this up later.
I'm sorry, Mimir. We might not end up picking it up. We're just heading home to see if something happens. Is this really the fucking only one that doesn't have a goddamn fast travel point on it? I'm cursed. I'm cursed, chat. I know we've seen fast travel points on top of so many of those. It's fine. It's fine. Just head back to the middle thing. I know exactly where it is there. What a shame, though.
To finish what I was saying, I tried to serve Odin by serving peace, and he took it as disloyalty.
Uh-huh.
No longer trusting my motives but not wishing to part with my brain or tongue, he bound me to a tree and adopted a new pastime of casual torture.
Well, I'm glad we came along to cut off your head.
Aye, lad. Lucky break that was.
Lucky break indeed, Mimir. Alright, boy. Let's go see what's going on at our house. I'll admit, chat, I really thought we had a little bit more game left today. Not the first time we've done that, where I've like stopped being like, oh, we'll finish this next time, and like, oh, we had like an hour left. Maybe 45 minutes. That's okay. It's alright. Sometimes I need to get a little bit better about, I feel like I need to get a little bit better about not stopping so close to the end, though. That's right. Short stream this week. I'm fine with that. I could use the rest. I mentioned being very weirdly sleepy. Where's the goddamn door to my house? There we go.
We're finally home. Feels like a lifetime ago.
Bit drafty, maybe. It's a right improvement over having tree bark in your Tadger.
Okay.
Time to rest.
I'm gonna sleep through winter.
Is it time to rest? We got holes in our roof, and when did this get filled with? I guess this fire pit was always here. Maybe I'm remembering
Aren't
where
you
the hole
tired?
in my floor is. Yes, I'm tired, Atreus. Okay.
Okay, this'll do.
Oh, just dropping the axe, man. Not even gonna set it down
Sleep.
carefully or something.
Way ahead of you.
Just gonna lay down on top of your Chaos Blades? My dude! The Chaos Blades were still on your back!
The ball.
A year? You sleep for a whole year? No, okay. Hey, Thor. I know you're Thor because I know that's how the other game opens up. Alright. Supposed to be a time skip? Yes. There we go. There's the actual credits we were expecting. I didn't realize there was that much of a time skip. I knew, I had heard that like the next game picks up right where this one leaves off. I didn't realize that right where it leaves off, but makes some sense. I do think this was a very good game. I understand why, what, 2018, right? 2018 is when this came out? I understand why in 2018 I heard a lot about this game and saw a lot of outlets ranking it very, very highly. Like top 5 games of the year. Kind of across the board in a lot of places. I get it. It's very good. I will say, I wish there was a little bit more variety in some of the boss fight stuff. I feel like that ogre or whatever boss with the big like totem thing that he smashes and you kill them by slamming their head down, like the tutorial boss. You fight that thing like, I feel like 7 times, and it always feels like pretty much the same fight. Like one of them teleports, but it was basically the same fight. It didn't feel like there was as much variety as I had hoped out of boss fights. Even the Valkyries, honestly, once getting through them, they all shared like a core moveset. But the Valkyries are very fun. And that final one that has everything is a blast. From what you've played, some of the enemies just felt like they had so much gosh darn health. Yeah, a little bit spongy at times, for sure. I will say it felt kind of funny that, like, they had that whole level system thing, which seemed to affect your ability to fight things a lot more than I expected. Especially considering I only got to, what, level 7? My gear score was like level 7. But when I was like level 6, level 7 dudes just took so fucking long to kill. And then those two wolves at the end there, I'm pretty sure those were level 7 wolves. They went down snappy. So there's something in the back end doing weird shit there. But I agree with you. It did mean that there were times where things felt way tankier and more frustrating because they just wouldn't die. And the early game felt, I felt weirdly weak early game compared to end game. Not just from abilities and stuff, but I feel like in the early game it was like I'm fighting a normal enemy, I get hit 2 times, and I'm dead. And by end game, it's like I'm shrugging off boss hits most of the time and not really giving a shit. Like, my health is just sort of staying up there. And I know I had a bunch of weird, like, get health back from hitting people abilities and stuff, but it makes the game feel very dangerous early on and a lot less dangerous later in the game when a lot of the enemies are something that are kind of rote at that point anyway. So the narrative really drives it through. Like, I don't regret my time with it or anything, but I do feel like there was a danger early on that didn't exist in the late game, and late game didn't give me new enemy types and stuff to learn to kind of keep it interesting in the same way. So this is my 1-minute review? I guess so. More like a 4-minute review, but you know, that's fine. Still a very enjoyable game. And I've heard a lot of good stuff about the second one also. I don't remember... Weirdly enough, I don't feel like I've heard as much kind of resounding positivity about the second game, I guess. I don't really know what they add or change other than I've heard you get, like, different companions throughout the story, not just Atreus the whole time. And I know they give you, like, a 3rd weapon or something. Not just the Chaos Blades and the axe. But other than that, I don't really know a lot about what changes in the second game, and I do wonder what other things they do that might have turned some people off, because the only big negative you've heard about Ragnarok is that Atreus is too quick to solve puzzles for you. I remember hearing about that too, as the call-outs kind of are like instant. There was 1 or 2 puzzles in this game where, like, I'm glad it eventually did say something, but it was never so early that it, like, bugged me in this game, and I do remember hearing that about the second game. But it's not that I've heard anything negative, I just don't remember, like, I don't remember hearing the same resounding positivity I did for this game. The year this game came out, like, it was on everybody's tongue, you know? And Ragnarok was Ragnarok last year? I feel like it was last year. Yeah, okay. So Ragnarok was last year, and, like, I do remember hearing a lot of good stuff about it, but I don't remember hearing, like, the same resounding, from, like, all different facets about it. I remember seeing a bunch of it at the Game Awards last year. But I don't remember hearing, like, all the people on my podcast talking about it and, like, putting it on Game of the Year lists and stuff the way I remembered for this game. But also, you know, this game was a big change for God of War, right? This was a game where you could say they made a lot of, they took a lot of risks, you could argue, with the franchise in this game. So if the second game is more of this, I understand it maybe not surprising people in the way that this one did. Ragnarok maybe felt like, oh yeah, they did it again, rather than, holy shit, they did something cool and new, you know? That can stick out a little bit more. So maybe part of it was that too. Ragnarok's more or less the same gameplay-wise, yeah. So I can totally see it not sticking out for people in the same way that this game did then, because this game was the big new one, right? This was the change-up. But also, yeah, going against Elden Ring, fair. Elden Ring, a game that I will continue to forever be the weirdo who's like, it was very good. Not top 5 for me. But I think I had some unique, maybe not unique, but I chafed up against that game in ways that I know not everybody else does. I actually, funny story, there's a guy that works at the same place as me, not in the same building, he's like a driver, who every once in a while when he's in there, we just chat a little bit about some video games. Like he plays fighting games and stuff, so like we've chatted a little bit about Street Fighter 6 and stuff. But he was saying that he finally picked up Elden Ring like last week for his new Steam Deck or whatever. But he was telling me he was still like very early on, and I was just like, I have to ask, like, where are you in the early part of this game? Because I felt like I needed to warn him if he hadn't already hit it. One of my biggest issues with the beginning of that game, right? And so he's like, oh, I was like following the path and I stopped like right at the big boss door because I was like, oh, I'm gonna try that another time. And I was like, okay, let me just give you a quick warning, because that boss door is fucking Morgott or Margit or whatever. I didn't tell him the name, but like I know that's the boss he was about to fight. I'm just like, that game does a real disservice by having people explicitly tell you, follow this path, because the boss it's sending you to is way fucking harder than so many other things in the game. So if you go to him and you're like, what the fuck? Don't worry about it. The game wants you to go do other shit, and it's very bad at that, like telling you to do that. Because holy shit, I got so, my day one of that game was so fucking rough because of the like 3 different things I tried to do, all of which were goddamn terrible. That's the intent? No, you're supposed to pull up to Margit and realize, okay, I need to hit the gym. I think we have different ideas about that. To me, them saying, hey, if you don't know what to do, follow this path, says, hey, this path will like send you to the place where the game will teach you what is going on, rather than to the place where the game is going to say, fuck you, go learn somewhere else. And I think that's like really bad design from a like get someone into this game perspective. I know I am personally someone who doesn't generally go towards open world games, so maybe I am more sensitive to if the game tells me go this way, and that way is a fucking brick wall that is telling me go somewhere else, my brain says, well then why the fuck is the game telling me to go this way? If this is a brick wall I'm not supposed to go to, why is the game telling me to go here? And maybe that's just a me thing with open world design. I don't know. But it really fucking soured my day one with that game. And in my defense, Margit was the 3rd thing I tried to go do that day. It wasn't that I followed the path immediately. You're not really in the Elden Ring camp? Fair, fair. Elden Ring is good, definitely not top 5. What was it top 5 for last year for you though, Odysseia? Because that was the thing for me, is Elden Ring got a lot of like #1 for the year, or at least like top 5 for the year for a lot of people. And it wasn't even my top 5 for the year. Still probably top 10. I didn't play that many games, but it was not top 5. It was the only new release you played? That's fair. That's fair. Gets in your top 5 because there were no other contestants. Well, y'all know me. I try to play at least a handful of games every year, new games every year. I try to make sure. I kind of try to make sure that I play at least one, on average, one new game per month, so to speak. That's not to say like I play a game a month that is from this year. But by the end of the year, I want to have at least 12 games that I'm picking a top 5 from. It's kind of the way that I do it. Just because, you know, I don't have all the time in the world. I can't play everything. But there's a lot of smaller indie experiences that are very good. That can help me round that out, so. Stray was your #1 for 2022. Okay, okay. You don't own a PS5? Yeah. I don't own any of the PlayStation stuff either. That's why I'm playing this game 5 years late, right? 5 years late on PC. Yeah, I think, funny enough, I think my top 5 last year, I know it's not actually up on the internet right now because the Part-Time Gamers website got messed up. But my top 5 for last year, I think I would swap my #1 and 2 games from what I posted. Which most years I look back on, I'm like, yeah, I pretty much still agree with everything I said. But last year, where my headspace was when I was writing it, I think Citizen Sleeper probably should have been my #1 for the year. Because Citizen Sleeper's really fucking good. I'm actually really excited that Citizen Sleeper is getting a sequel. I'm super fucking excited for a sequel to that game. But you know, I've been in a hell of a headspace for quite a while here, so I'm not too surprised when I was staring at my list going like, what order am I putting these in? I did what I did. I think I probably should have swapped those two. I feel like there was another year back, a few years back, where I put, I think I put Outer Wilds #3. And I think it probably should have been #2. But that was one of those ones where like I played Outer Wilds so late in the year. Like I'm pretty sure I played Outer Wilds like in December. So it was one of those things where like I was really high on it, but my brain was going like, we just played it. Is this recency bias a little bit kicking in? We'll put it #3 because I think it's fucking excellent. But I think it probably should have been at least #2. Because Outer Wilds is so fucking good. That's one of those ones that ends up sticking with me, you know? I think when I look back, that's usually, if there's ever something that I feel like should get changed, it's because going back and looking at all those things, it's like, oh yeah, that one, turns out that one's the one that stuck with me. and probably should have been a little bit higher because of that. I remember going back and looking through my because I save all the things that I write somewhere on my computer. I was looking back at like all the ones that had been published. I feel like I did that a couple months ago and just being like, yeah, I mostly agree with what I said on all these. I feel like Outer Wilds might have been 2019 though. You're looking back through 22 release schedules and you don't remember most of them? Oh no. Yeah, 2022 was kind of a weird year, frankly. The big releases were like Elden Ring, Ragnarok. What were the other big releases? I don't even remember. I don't know if I played that many other big ones. I know it was big for me, but not big for a lot of people, but Sonic Frontiers. Which did make my top 5. I think Sonic Frontiers is a better game overall than Elden Ring. And I know that's gonna be fucking something for a lot of people, but whatever. I stand by it. Oh boy, there's a lot of credits this time, isn't there? Old Norse lyric translation? Oh, and transliteration. Big game? Yeah. I mean, these games are what? There was a... In all that fucking wild court case shit with, Microsoft trying to buy Activision Blizzard, something got released that, like, wasn't redacted. Which gave us some, like, budgets for some of these Sony games in the, like, 200-something millions. Which is fucking nuts. A lot of people working on them, though. I think, what was it? It was the... I feel like we saw the Last of Us Part 2 might have been the one that was leaked. At like 220 million and like something like 300 or 400 or something people. 220 million, yeah. And some hundreds of people that worked on it. And I'm pretty sure those like unredacted numbers, those aren't including marketing budget. Forbidden West was the other one that leaked, yeah. But I'm pretty sure those say like they're not counting marketing budget, which is usually like basic, almost doubling that in most cases. Which is just, holy shit, video games are expensive. Of course, when these games are selling fucking 9 million or something, 9 million at $60 is still a fucking shitload of money. Most expensive video game of all time, Star Citizen? Yes. Star Citizen isn't even a fucking video game, though. Let's be real. It's the most expensive just because for some reason people keep putting money into it. It's never gonna come out. That game is never gonna fucking come out. It's also been getting made for Is it... Have we hit 10 years? Because, like, they like, started with a... like, crowdfunding campaign or something, didn't they? We've surpassed 10 years. I was like, what fucking year did that come out? I couldn't remember if that was, like, 2014, that the original, like, Kickstarter thing. It was 2012. So we're in year fucking 11 of that game. Jesus Christ. That thing kickstarted before I moved to Canada. Jesus. I have, like, memories of news stories and stuff about it while I was in Canada. Which is why I was going, like... Was it like 2013 or like early 2014 that the Kickstarter originally happened, and that's like why my brain is remembering hearing about stuff in Canada, but no, I probably just heard about some of the other fucking crazy shit. And even before that, I was in development in 2010. Jesus. Yeah, that game, that's never gonna actually be a game. You heard it here first, everybody. Star Citizen, never going to actually come out. Not a real video game. I'm sorry if you put money into it. The playable version of it, from what I remember, was like a... You can buy, like, 3D models of spaceships and, like, basically go into a model viewer. Maybe there's something more than that, you might be right, I don't know. But... I don't understand how people believe it's still a fucking thing, a game at all. You checked on Twitch. Oh boy. Do people fucking stream Star Citizen? Wild. I had no idea it was that apparently playable. It's fine. I know Star Citizen isn't gonna be for me anyway. It's fine. What the fuck are we playing next week? Shit. We already played Kenna. And we played this now, which means we've knocked out the gift games I needed to play. That I, like, needed to play. I know some, like, Wo Long DLC came out, but I wasn't gonna jump back into Wo Long stuff until, like, all the DLC is out, and then just knock it all out together. Metroid was a gift game also, true. And we knocked that one out as well. So we've knocked out all the gift games we needed to play. I know I mentioned maybe trying Blasphemous. Now that Blasphemous 2 is coming out soon, I'm finally gonna play the first one. Or at least try it. There's like a small part of me that's really worried about Blasphemous. Just because of how much I didn't gel with Salt and Sanctuary. And I know Blasphemous has been described a lot like 2D Souls-esque, which is how Salt and Sanctuary was often described as well. Time to gift me Surge 2. Yeah. That's also a game that I have on my wish list, I feel like. We did play the first Surge back in the day. Which I don't have like very vivid memories other than a couple of like specific areas of that game. But I don't have anything that I remember being like particularly bad about it. It was just kind of like it was very much a Souls game, and they tried to do something like actually unique and different with it. That was pretty exciting. When's that Lies of P game supposed to come out? 'Cause that's supposed to be out this year, right? As far as like a Souls game to play this year. I know people were saying that like Lies of P demo was pretty good. I never got around to it, but I remember hearing it was pretty good. Lies of P looks neat, yeah. I can't remember when it's out though. I know it's out this year, but it might be like next month, it might be August, September, okay. We might try to do that one this year. Assuming my fucking computer can run it. Which is becoming an issue sometimes, as we've noticed. I don't know. I'll have to look through my Steam library and figure out what we're gonna play next for Let's Play Monday. Not Hi-Fi Rush. I played through that in my own time earlier this year. Pretty good game. I enjoyed Hi-Fi Rush quite a bit. I feel like we should do not a 3D action game for a little bit. I would love to. Oh, I've received a gift from Odyssia. I don't know if that probably popped up on the stream too. Well, thank you, Odyssia. Now we have another game on our gift list that we'll have to. We have another game on our gift list that we'll have to put into the queue. No promises for next week, but Surge 2, assuming that's what that gift was. I can't see it yet. Assuming that was Surge 2, we're gonna put Surge 2 on our list and try to get to it soon. Don't expect me to stream it next week. Fair. We'll try to get to it fairly soon, though. Trying to think of what else. Like, my brain isn't even comprehending, like, what's on my Steam list right now. I have so many fucking games on Steam that I have never played. Any of them could be a stream game. Honestly, I feel like I want to try to find a like shorter little project if I can. I'm sure I have something that's like, you know, 6 to 12 hours or something instead of like 20 plus. Something that we would get through in like 2 to 4 weeks. I think this game, we must have started this a while ago, right? Because I've only been doing once a week. This might have been... This game might have hit 2 months. I think we were playing this for like 9 or 10 weeks. You started at the 4 on stream and still haven't finished it? I feel like it, Rose Red. Maybe it hasn't been that long. Maybe it's only been like 7 or 8. I know we did at least one bonus stream, but I don't remember if we did more than one bonus stream. And when I pull these down to do the editing, I usually just number them, right? And I feel like the bonus stream last week was 11. Which in theory means 11 streams. Oh, but you know what? we started this game the same day we finished another game. So our first week wasn't a like full week of this game. So maybe you don't fully count that and it was more like 9 weeks. Nine weeks, and it took us like 7 of them to fucking get it to stop looking laggy for all of you. God, that shit was frustrating. Woo, boy. I feel like these credits have been going on for like 20 minutes. Holy shit. They didn't start repeating and I didn't notice, did they? You also haven't streamed since last year. That's fair. Honestly, I'm shocked. Frequently shocked at the number of weeks that I have consistently streamed. 354 this week, right? 354 Mondays in a row. Which is fucking crazy. Now, obviously, I haven't, I haven't spent all that time being like a full-time streamer. I've spent most of it streaming 1 day a week. But it's almost a full year of Mondays. That's right. I have spent almost a full year of Mondays streaming. Which is really goofy. I'll have to do something for 365. The unofficial 1 year of Mondays. Every time you try and stream, you get easily demotivated about viewer count. I understand why that would happen. Especially as someone who, like, I got affiliate a long time ago now, as we always see when Rose Red continues to subscribe, as do many of you others, but Rose Red is the one I'm pointing out because they have the longest month streak, which is so wild that it's been that many fucking months I've been an affiliate also. But when I got affiliate, I'm sure the rules have changed, but back then it was like some number of hours streaming per month. I don't remember what the hours were, but some number. It was an average of 3 concurrent viewers, and I think you had to have 75 followers or something, maybe 100 followers. And there are definitely times where it has been demotivating for me too, because I pretty much have just sort of continued to be at like average 3-ish viewers for, at this point, years. I know a big part of that is because of me being a person who's maybe not amazing at the community development part of things. I'm not making Discords for people to come and join and be part of my community and all that, right? Like, I definitely understand how that can stunt my growth a bit. I also know that being a variety streamer gets it, prevents you from building communities in the same way. I know that this isn't really a problem for me because the people watching me are obviously watching me because you like me. Thank you. Again, I do really appreciate you all being here. But I also know there are a lot of streamers out there who are variety streamers as well. But they maybe have like a game that they play much more frequently. A lot of variety streamers will do like, oh, like this is the game I'm known for. I play that game once or twice a week. And then I have like some other day that I stream where it's like my variety game where it's just whatever the fuck I want. And those people, even if they are like big streamers with like hundreds of concurrent viewers, they will see huge drop-offs. They will see like their main game 300. If they switch to their like, hey, I'm a variety streamer, I want to play something else today, switch to that other thing, it'll drop down like a third. So it's like, I understand that's also a thing that's maybe, you know, I'm not necessarily growing my community because I don't play just one game forever. But also, my viewer count has gone down in the last, 14 or whatever months, since I got employed again and was not streaming like 5 times a week. When we were streaming like 5 days a week for a while I was unemployed there, I was definitely getting not a lot more concurrent viewers, but I was averaging like 5 or 6 instead of the like 3-ish that I'm averaging again these days. All media arts these days, you have to be schmoozer and promoter more than great entertaining, whatever. Yeah, it's... Content creation is a lot, and a lot of it is not just doing the part of it you like. Even for what I do, right? I stream, I edit those videos. Oh,
Atreus, are you ready?
Yeah.
oh, we're back.
I had the weirdest dream. Fimbulwinter was ending, and Thor came for us, here at the house.
It was only a dream.
But it felt different. It felt real. It felt like the future.
Then we will worry about it tomorrow. Today, there are still things we can do. Come.
Well, we already killed all the Valkyries, so I actually don't know if there's that much we can do. And that's okay. Just for fun. Yeah. Look at all those we did. Alright, well, I had fun with this game.